Hello again, it's Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio Gallery in the backyard, and I have something of a plan, and it does include having my glasses, which I found. Yay! Yay! Alright, these basting brushes are a gift from Michelle. Thank you, Michelle. They were on sale at Walmart in the kitchen department, or in the clearance section, I guess, and she asked me what I did with them, and one of them I took off all the rows except for one and left every other bristle, and another one I left all 4 rows and took off 3 rows in between. And sometimes I just like to have a bunch of these really handy to not have to clean them all at once. So I'm not sure I'm going to use those at this point in time. I am going to use a ring pour cup. And I wanted to show you guys also, I got some more of this stardust.com, stardustmicas.com. I got a red this time. I don't think it's a really good deal, this particular size, but if you're looking for quantity, whoops. If you're looking for quantity and you're looking on my Amazon link, you might find that these sizes are a much better deal. Not when you drop them on the ground and roll them in sand, though. These were some like tortilla chip cups, and I think I'm only going to use one, but I am going to try and ring pour in there. And whatever goes in first will come out last. So let's pick a color I like. And that's a very metallic, and I'm going to try and put my cap someplace out of my way. And I'm going to keep... That's going to go over there. I am going to keep trying to put my caps away. I said that. I did shake all my colors. All my colors have GAC 800 by Golden in them. And I'm going to try and add a layer of white in between everything. It doesn't usually show up. And I want some different colors. And that's why I'm pouring the same colors in 2 different cups. Yeah, no, that doesn't make any sense. But as I pour them out, they will create rings that are different. This is my... neon from folk art that does not often stay neon unless it's with white, but in this case it's with white, so I guess we'll find out. And some of these colors sink, especially when they're metallic, and some do not. And we are looking forward to finding the ones that do not. I am gonna unceremoniously... Ooh, no. Well, it came out, that's good. Sometimes the marbles that I use in all of my bottles, because every time I use my paint, I need to shake it up again. And sometimes I need to clear the tips, and that requires a bamboo skewer, and eventually me to go in there and find out what's clogging it and try and remove it. Okay, I said I'd put my bottles aside, and I will. I didn't repeat that color, but that's okay. I'm going to repeat that color over here and try and keep the ones I find favorites out. I kind of want some metallic in there, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep it or not, so I'm not going to put white in between that one. And I'm going to come back with my turquoise. I want a brighter turquoise. A much brighter turquoise. I'm going to be using a 16 by 20 inch canvas. Oh, there's a color I really want. There's 2 colors I really want over there. So let's just go for those. And hopefully I will have enough color. I'm kind of happy. I'm certain that I shook everything so there's no Floetrol coming out the front of my bottle before the colors. So I'm almost full on this little one over here, and I have something else over to my edge that I can put that in. What else do I want? I really wish that I could make some of this hot pink materialize, but for me it sinks away almost every time. That's not going to keep me from putting some in there just the same. I also want some of this. Oh, what else have I got? I've got some magenta from Golden that I mix up, and I've got some Art Minds right there that's iridescent and beautiful. And I might put a little more Prussian blue by anybody. You just mix it until it's the consistency of warm honey. No matter what my recipe says, you're mixing until you get the consistency of warm honey. I kind of have wanted to just go ahead and give myself permission to get down and get pink. And there's some blue in there, but for the most part, I didn't put any silver in there. I still want some. You know, I'm so irreverent. Maybe I should just go right up through the middle with both of them. And I did. I thought I was going to use this, and I may dump some paint out in there and shovel it up and ribbon dribble it out. But I also may not. But I do think, in spite of that silver having gone there, that I like that purple better. And I'm going to move some of these things out of my way before I complain about them being in the way, because they're always in the way. Somebody told me I talk too much today. I said, you don't know where the mute button is. Anyway, I thought that was amusing. Of course I talk too much. I'm nervous. I'm always nervous doing this. So the question is, do I want to put some paint on the surface? And I do want to take this little nacho cheese cup and put it someplace that's safe. Okay, now I'm safe. So I've got an OXO omelet turning spatula, and I've got not enough of the Prussian blue. I've got copper, I've got gold. You know what? I've got gold. Gold and pink? Yeah? I guess we'll find out. I got a double stream in there. It must be time to clean the paint out of my tip right there. That looks like enough, actually. So let's just figure that paint flows to paint, and even if it doesn't cover perfectly, we'll still have a flow, and I have plenty of this gold. I usually mix an Artist Loft gold with a folk art gold. Don't tip over. There we go. And I'm going to use an edge catcher, there's no doubt about it, to keep paint from flowing off my canvas. Looks like the sun just went under a cloud. Could rain any minute. Of course, it could rain with the sun out in Florida, and did twice today already. That is a lot of paint. I do have extra paint, but what I've been doing lately is taking whatever's on my edge catcher and putting it back into the artwork. These OXO omelet turning spatulas are the bomb. They are also for sale on my Amazon link underneath, show more, underneath the video. I don't know what I'm going to get now. I might want some more dark stuff than I've got. So if that happens, I'm going to be pulling out my black. And I'm going to be relying on whatever is near the edge to flow over the edge at some point in time. I'm going to throw my spatula into the water bucket, which I usually refer to as the bucket, but somebody asked me. Alright, so here goes nothing. I want to do a couple of experiments first. One is to just add a few and tip them and then go back after tilting for a while and add some more rings. See what happens, and maybe decide at that point in time if I want to add some other color. But I see I do kind of like the ring pour better. And I am going to do whatever I want, as I usually do, because I can. The name of my book on the Amazon link below, show more. But as I do what I want, I discover new things. Like, I love how that turquoise is looking with that gold. Is pretty nice. And I really like turquoise with pink anyway. I'm sure I'm not the only one. But I've always had a feeling that these rings would stretch much further than I ever stretch them, because a lot of people pour a lot of paint into a ring for a ring pour and then make it go the whole canvas. I'm kind of afraid we're going to lose some interesting things if I don't get busy here. I think that Prussian blue is going to come into play for a minute. Oh, I almost spilled it. Looks like I'm going to be doing another canvas. And if I don't have to use an edge catcher yet, I'm not going to. But I suspect I probably will, and they are handy right here. They're just the inserts. Wait. The inserts for they're the protective panel in the front of a value pack of 16 by 20 canvases that I get from Michaels. I don't know exactly what I'm doing, but I'm doing it anyway, and that's how I find stuff out. By doing it anyway. Let's do what I said I was going to do, and yes, I might have a fingerprint, but I don't care. And I'm not going to tip levelly, but I am going to tip. And whenever paint hits that pulls on the edge catcher, then I rock the edge catcher to allow that paint to fall down over. I've got a really flimsy edge catcher today. I'm going to scrape that paint off with a spatula or not. I think I want to move to the other side. I've got some interesting stuff going on. I've always wanted to just really try and compose something. You can go from the inside out. You can also go from the outside in. You can ribbon pour. I like to use my Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatulas and scrape out my containers. That is a number 5, the round tip. I don't know what I'm going to get, and that's half the fun, but whatever I get, it's my starting place for whatever I'm going to get after that by whatever I choose to add to it. That's going in the bucket. I'm going to clean off that spatula just in case I might want it again in a minute. I don't like coming back and finding dried paint. I like this purple here, and for some reason I'm inclined to put some of it down there right now and allow myself to use the somewhat schmutzed up edge catcher. I'm going to rotate some of that to flow it in the wrong direction away from where I want to flow, and then I'm going to let that, I'm still using that flimsy one, and I may have, yeah, I'm going to take a chance, I may have paint flowing more places than I want it to go. I'm going to let all that flow down there and pull on the edge catcher and rock my edge catcher, and then send it back, right back in again in long rivulets. And I like what I've got going on over here on my edge catcher, so I'm going to take that paint, not knowing what's going to come of it. We're just definitely going for the accidental art aspect today, and I'm going to cover my edge with what's on my spatula because I can. And I'm going to see that I have this neat Prussian blue, which is doing basically nothing for me yet, but that doesn't mean it won't. Come on, don't get caught up. Thank you. So I kind of want to play with my bamboo skewer for a second, and I don't mind what the gold is doing. And I am by nature an abstract expressionist, so I am very likely to go ahead and use whatever I see to continue creating a new kind of design. And that might include taking some more paint carefully. Okay, so that's definitely not a good ring pour container, but we know that now. That was probably never its intention. I'm sure that Michelle intended it to be used as a shovel or a scoop type deal. Alright, so I want a less flimsy edge catcher, and they do get a little less flimsy as you cover them with paint, and I haven't been spending as much time covering them with paint because I like to take the paint that I've got on them back. Now if I just do that briefly, actually I'm just going to spread it over and let everything else spread over, and after that moves around for a little bit, then I might come back on the other side. I hope this works. It's kind of different than anything I've seen done or even me do. And hopefully the rest of the paint on this canvas is spread out thin enough so that it won't all fall off while I'm trying to tip a new spot. Kind of like the gold, but I kind of want something over here. I'll just use whatever's on my tile right now. And then I'll come back and use whatever's on my edge catcher and maybe cover the rest of my edge with whatever's on my finger. And there is always the possibility of putting that Prussian blue in, which is what I was really wanting to do, and we're not done by any stretch, so that could happen in a second. Let's see, usually it's white. I'm not sure what that's going to do where it's at, so I'm probably going to give myself permission to just play with my skewer until I get the feeling I know what I'm doing. That could take a long time. I do trust myself though, so it's different thinking you know what you're doing and trusting yourself to figure it out. The Prussian blue will often make cells. I don't want to eradicate all that gold. I definitely like what's on my skewer. If I've got paint to steal, I might be inclined to just pick it up. And this is the place to pick it up from. Yes. It's going to be a really, really different looking piece. And as I pull that skewer and whatever paint is being dragged by it, it covers my edges, which I'm going to have to definitely check soonish. I don't know if I'm going to call this a success or not yet, but I'm also not done yet. It's definitely way different looking. First day with my new tongue again, for the 100th day. Alright, so I see I've got paint on my tile and an edge that needs some paint. Those two things go together very well. That's the only place that magenta wound up. I like some dark purple, and I think I'd like a little more dark purple actually, if it will come out. Yeah, it will come out. Now I've been using Mardi Gras beads, and the temptation is to continue, but maybe if I just skewer a little bit, I'll get some more darkness that I'm craving. And it'll work itself out. And then I could tip again a little bit and see if any paint is still moving, and if it is moving, oh, that gives me 2 minutes to tell you guys whatever I'm going to tell you. And what I need to tell you is that if you shop my Amazon link under the video, it helps me out at no added cost to you, and I appreciate it very much. You can find my book there. The OXO omelet turning spatula is there. My Princeton art tool catalyst spatula is there. All kinds of mica powders. If you guys need to ask me a question, you should just go ahead and do that as soon as I can. As soon as I see your question and I can get back to you, I will be getting back to you. If I can answer it, I will. If I can't, I'll tell you that too. I love you guys. There's over 75,000 of you. And I'm not sure this is my best ring pour, but I'm not sure it's a ring pour anymore either, so it doesn't hardly, it's inconsequential, to use another big word. I kind of want some white or some white pearl in there, or some pink or something. I just want something. I think the white might have been the answer I was looking for. But I'm going to run out of time. When that timer goes off, I'll have 1 minute left to decide what to do. And I did get the colors I was craving, but I never did put any black in there. And I have some. And it's not against my nature to do whatever comes to mind, because I can. I'm not sure about this down here, but since it wasn't the spectacular thing I was hoping for, I am inclined to just do things that make me happy at the spur of the moment, which may include tipping this again. But you guys are going to be gone in a minute. I got too much paint on there, so I'm going to grab a smaller chain, most of it in my hand. And give myself permission to just do whatever comes naturally, which is whatever comes naturally. That's the last little bit of that gold I have. The chain will relax. So I love you guys, and I hope you check out the end screens for this month's contest, and I hope you check for the 750 videos that I left there. In case you feel like binging, please join me. I love you guys. I hope to see you in another video soon. This is Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio, asking for your thumbs up. If you wouldn't mind, they would help me out immensely. I'm still not convinced that there isn't some white necessary in here, but I'm a lot happier than I was a minute ago. Even though it was kind of cool, it has to be something really extraordinary. We do torch to release the bubbles in the paint, and also to release the patterns in the paint if it's fresh, but it's really hot out here, and there's a pretty good chance there won't be any patterns being released.